QANX. How do you pronounce these? QANX. Let me have a look on Twitter as well and see what people are saying about this. Are you buying the dip? QANX. QANX stands out as a crypto gem poised for a bright future. It encompasses quantum resistant security, adaptable smart contract coding, and a strategic vision for widespread adoption within the crypto space. QANplatform, QANX. Okay, so it is the QANplatform. QANX token. Look at this. It is the QANplatform, QANX. Okay, so this is it. Launched in 21. It rose from to a log chart. I don't want these lines on candles. Actually, I want lines. All-time high 20 cents. All-time low, oh god, I don't even know what that is. That's, ooh, it had a massive pullback. Huh? Look, it said it lost a lot of value in that pullback. It's got quite a good market cap ranking at the moment. We're looking at a market cap of 41 million, so it's quite low still. What are the markets? We're on Gate, Bitmart, and obviously on the DEXs, the two DEXs. So if it's on Pancake, I guess it's also a BNB coin as well. Does it say? It says Etherscan. So it's an Ethereum coin. It says Ethereum. Oh yeah, look, it's on both. So this is, it looks like it's a chain agnostic. So it's on two ecosystems at the moment. This is the website. Oh, it's a layer 1. Wait. Game-changing layer 1. Code in any language, resistant quantum attacks. Official blockchain partner of the group Renault brand, Alpine Esports. What does Renault want with this? I don't know. Introduction. Do we want to watch this? How long is it? 43 seconds. Build smart contracts, build. Enjoy. Mobile phone, validate fixed transition fees, cloud integration, be prepared. Doesn't really tell me anything. It's quite technical, huh? What's this staking? Alright, let's have the token. What's the token? QANX is a utility token of the QANplatform, just like Ether. So this is a gas. It's a gas. They have a burn. Before burn, after burn. So all actors of the QANplatform need QANX token to participate. So to use their platform, you need their token. So this is going to be useful for those developers who are using their tech setup to integrate into their own apps. And in order to do that, they're going to use their token as gas fees, which I guess are going to be burnt. Yeah, so you need to buy it for contract development. You need to buy it for executing methods of deployed contract, transaction feed when transferring. Validators need to buy validation tickets to participate in the process. Nodes need to buy the license in their token. All right, so this is quite, I mean, it's quite interesting. So I don't know how like, I'm not technical, so I don't really know how much future use there's going to be. What's this staking? All staking pools are closed. Okay. Roadmap. They haven't got a roadmap for 2024 yet. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be gooder, I guess. Let's have a look at the charts. I think the first thing I'm going to do is find the one on... Just have a gate or bitmart, I guess. Actually, I'll have a look at all of them and then I'll see which ones. No, these are all Ether, wrapped BNB. Rubbish. Wrapped BNB, B. Right, so it must be those two. Right, let's have a look. We'll go for the one with the most data. First. Let's go to the weekly time. So on bitmart, it goes back to the 23rd of July. This one goes back to the 22nd of November. So there's missing information. Did it launch? June the 21st. Can't we get more? Can't we get more? Why is there no more? That's annoying. It's all wrapped teeth. Wrapped BNB. That sucks, huh? I hate that. See, we're missing a large amount of data at the beginning because on Gate it launched on the 22nd of November and 22nd of November is the highs. See that? And they just sold off. So basically it launched at the peak of the bull market, the end of the bull market, and it literally sold off. The launch price, according to this, it's hard to tell, but it says 0.04646. Get rid of this BTC. Let's have a look at these candles instead. 468. This is, look, the 31st of May. That's when it launched and it went down. 468 7985. 468 7985. 468. No, I did that wrong. 0468, 0.0468. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so it launched on Gate at a lower price, and it just went up. So they sold it to Gate at a much lower price. But the actual launch price was this orange line that I've indicated here. See? when it launched on Gate, even though on this chart the price just goes up, actually on Gate it was launched at much lower. This price, that's the Gate launch price. I'm assuming that this is correct. Okay, we have a really important level, which is this orange line, which is the actual launch price of the token. But we also have a Gate launch price as well, and that's the bottom of this candle here, and that is 0.01751. So what I'm just getting from this right now is that the Gate launch the purpose of that Gate launch was to raise money, raise capital to fund their runway for the development of this project. That's what a lot of these projects have used, these kind of like the lower tier exchanges as vehicles for raising capital from the crypto market, and unfortunately the timing. Oh, B has just messaged me. Hi, doing this token now. So yeah, the timing was unfortunate because they caught it at the peak of the end of the last bull run. That's what I'm getting from this chart now. You have this orange line, which is the actual launch price, and then this other one, which is the Gate launch price, the Gate token launch price. I think these two lines are very important for this token, so just bear that in mind. And I've got that information from CoinGecko. Just having a look at, oh god, what do they do? Refresh that. Linear and the max. Yes, you have the launch price there. The price went down. It launched on Gate and Bitmart, whatever. I think the Bitmart one came afterwards actually, and then it was sold into, and now we're just seeing where we are, and we have an all-time low. Let me just mark this all-time low as well, because I think that's quite important, and I don't know if it's gonna show, but let me try and I'm assuming that this is it, but let's see. According to CoinGecko, this is the all-time low. Yeah. Don't know why. Let's see, is that different now? Let me try it on this one. Coordinates. Oh my god. No, this is totally wrong. Bitmart launched later, look, July 23rd. I think I'll just ignore the Bitmart chart because it's just not enough data, and I think you want more data. So I think I would just stick with the Gate chart. Oh, you're following it for 2 years already. Hopefully you've made a ton of money already as well. This white line here is the all-time low according to CoinGecko. But obviously on Gate it's showing that it was sold, and I don't know, it's a bit weird. This chart's a bit weird, so I can't really tell much. I do know that this red candle was a really high volume candle. Someone just dumped a large position, and now the price is right back above where they dumped. Really, I don't know who did that, but that was really stupid. selling at the lows like that. Oh, look, October the 22nd. So this was at the height of FTX, basically, or whatever. And that's why they dumped. They just panic sold. They just closed. I think what happened here is they closed all of their altcoins, and this is just one of their stack. And they were just exiting the market, and they're just waiting. And actually, in hindsight, that was the wrong decision, because look at what's happened. So B is saying that the all-time low was due to a hack. Okay, that's good information. Because of a third-party tool affecting 7 to 8 projects. Oh, trading was halted, and the team compensated everyone 1-to-1. Okay, wow, that's really good. So that's good news. So just so that everyone is clear, this has just been clarified. This was a hack, and everyone who lost money in this hack was compensated 1-to-1, and the team did that. So I am guessing that's why the price came back up. All right. So in that case, I think it's fair to say that we can pretty much ignore this candle and this candle. We can probably ignore these and this all-time low. But let's just see how it plays, because we can try both and then see which ones kind of make sense. Give me a second. I just got a phone call. Right, sorry, I have to take calls because I'm always on call. So, okay, B is saying the real all-time low was around 0.008. So let's mark that out. I'll add it again. I'll add it somewhere here. So basically this candle, this wick here, that's what you're saying, this wick. Let's just call that the all-time low for now. We'll just call this, I just want to see if anything corresponds to this fake all-time low. Just in terms of the fibs and stuff, sometimes you never know. Sometimes these levels do still play a role. Alright, so we have all of that. We have very low liquidity, unfortunately. Let me see what the volume is now. Okay, so the volume is actually slowly increasing. It's gone now from an average of 4, 5, and it's now roughly about 13, 17 million. Let me see how much that is in terms of value. See how much that is in terms of value. 14 million times 0.02. It's about $280,000. It's okay. That's okay. Let me just see what it says on Trading View as well. It says lesser. Oh, that's TRVL. Sorry about that. Here it is. Okay, yeah. So it's more. Obviously, it's more because this is all the exchanges, not just the one exchange which I'm using. So I think the volume is quite good for a coin like this, for a smaller coin, and it makes sense because the market cap's at about 40 million, so it does make sense. All right, let's just let me just start. Trying to ignore this candle, these two candles. It's hard, huh? It's not easy because you have this gigantic ugly candle with a lot of volume. But basically it's putting the point of control much lower, and then it's also saying that the volume profile is difficult because of this candle. I think what I would probably do is what I initially did, was just ignore it and just have this first half volume profile, which would put your point of control down here, but we're still within the larger range, and you have a value area high which is sitting slightly above the launch price at the top of this candle. So this is a bit of a range of resistance above us, and then you've got this latter price action which has much more volume. So obviously the second part, this part here, is going to be much more significant than this first part, just simply because there's more volume here. But you have to bear in mind that, and this is what I don't have on these charts, is that there is a shitload of volume here in November 21, and these are at the highs. See that? And it's significantly more than where we are now. And I don't know how I can get, I don't know if I can, how I could do that, how I can get all of this volume, because I think that's going to play a role as you go back up. And the reason why that will play a role is simply because you're going to have trapped traders. You can have a certain amount of people who bought at the highs here and they didn't close their positions, and so they're underwater. And what happens is when the price comes back up to those positions, they're gonna exit at break even. They'll just sell at break even. They'll just walk away. And so that's why these volume levels matter, because it allows people who are long to see where traders in the past have accumulated volume at the previous levels, so that you know that those traders are going to be exiting at those levels because their trade went wrong. And so a lot of people will wait a certain period of time, 2-3 years, whatever, just to get out break even. Yeah. And so therefore, if you're accumulating at the lows, those levels at the higher ranges with higher volume are going to be very important. I can't see where that volume is now. It should be on gate, but I can't see any volume here on gate, so I guess it's not on gate. It should be here. that, but it's not. So I don't know where the volume came in. Let me have a look. Just add all of these and see. Nope. No. There's not enough data in any of these. Unless you can tell me where I can find it. I don't know. No. This is back to the original. Alright, so we just have to forget about that for now. Let's mark out the all-time high. It's not too much further up. So gate didn't even get there. Right. I'm not saying anything because I'm just studying. I'm just creating some higher time frame levels now, just based on gate. This gate token launch price is very important because on the yearly time frame we've closed above it, and that's a key level. And actually, if you look at these candles, this even though this was a fake dump, the candles are telling me that this is a bullish reversal on the higher time frame. This current candle's got quite good volume. It closed above the gate token launch price. I think I don't want this level to be lost. That's my first thoughts. This gate token launch price has to be defended. And it's, how much lower is it? It's only 28% lower. It's not much lower, huh? So I think, I don't know why we wouldn't go back down actually and just one more time and just clear the liquidity from these lows. Anyone who wants to sell, sells, and then the price kind of makes its way back up, because to form some kind of a little bit more structure at these lows, a little bit more consolidation, give a little bit more accumulation at these lows, and obviously it looks like we're kind of range bound right now between the actual launch price and this gate token launch price, because you can already see that it's formed resistance here, it's formed support here, so this is now a support resistance line, right? And you have something similar with this launch price here. It's come underneath it, it's formed resistance, and it's formed resistance. You've got two kind of tests of resistance. And so on the weekly time frame, we kind of range bound at the moment, between these two levels. And I think most people will be trying to accumulate at the lows. That's where I would want to buy. I wouldn't want to just willy-nilly buy in the middle of the range. What I would want to do is I would be looking for these lows here and these lows here, and you know, and then I'd be looking to sell at these highs, and then that's already 100% increase in value. So for most people, that's a good trade. That's a 2x on their investment. That's a 1x on their investment. So as long as we hold these levels, these lower levels, and don't lose them, then this is going to form our foundation, and that could take a long time. We don't know how long that's going to take, and I think the longer it is, the better it is for this token, because we want this data in the past to become irrelevant in the larger picture. You know, people that, unfortunately, despite what you're telling me, people are going to look at this and wonder, and a lot of people aren't going to necessarily do their research or even consider this. But if you suddenly now start seeing a few months at these levels, then you'll be like, okay, this is good. You know, this is like, I can see now that we're accumulating. And I think in the shorter term, I think people buying here and selling here is a really good trade. Most people will be okay with that because they're 2xing their investment, and you only need to do that like 4 or 5 times to increase your portfolio significantly, you know, if people have that discipline. Now, I think we're not going to go up until we flip this higher price into support. That's the other thing. So for a lot of people will be looking for higher, and it's not much higher either. It's hold on a second. Sorry, it was my brother. Yeah, so let me see where we are. I mean, it's still quite a distance, it's 100% on your investment. See, this low is it's like 1.5x. So from here, catching the low here and trading it up to there is a 1.5x. So if you're putting $1,000 here, you're getting $2,500 out, and then you put that $2,500 in, and you want to get 1.5x up there. And I think for a lot of people, that's a nice payday. And I don't expect people to just expect the price to just go up, like, and if it does, a little back test, and you could confirm that as a SR flip, and then you're basically in a new range, basically, and then you're between this level and this next level, and actually you've got an intermediate level here. You see that? So actually, you've got a few things going on here. Let me do some fibs now. Oh, look, so I think maybe this all-time low that you said is correct, because it lands perfectly into the golden pocket, this kind of just above this launch price where this price stopped. It looks correct, huh? If I go lower, or maybe this one's more correct, actually. Maybe this one's more correct. Look how it lines up. That lines up with the value area high of this first range. the golden pocket from that high to this low, and then it lines up where the price comes into there. So even though you said that this is the all-time low, it may be that this low here may be more accurate, but it doesn't really matter because I don't really want the price to come underneath this gate token launch price now, because it's already been confirmed as support once. I don't expect it to suddenly to lose that idea. And so on the basis of that, let me just, if this is correct, let me do a full fib. See, look, this 50% comes up to here. That looks right. And look, this 382, it bounced, you lost it, but it came back to bounce. So that looks right as well. And even these lower levels, hold on, let's see, 236 kind of active as well. And the 786 kind of active as well here. And even the 886, see that? So actually in terms of fib, maybe this one is better. If I use this one that you said, it's not as accurate. It's still there, but I think maybe this one is a little bit more accurate. I don't think it matters because I don't think now we're expecting to go down that level to that level, and I think part of the reason why is because we have a significant level here. Why would we even care about the all-time low where we haven't lost this this level here? See, I think this level is important, and in the context of the bull market, you don't want to be losing levels. You want to be holding levels. You want to be reclaiming levels and holding levels to go up in that context. So I think it's really important that the bulls hold that level, and I think until if we suddenly lose this level to go back down, even though it may be the buy of the century, like an opportunity of a lifetime on this token, I think this sign of weakness is going to keep people out of the market. Yeah, so you might get the long-term absolutists and maximalists. Okay, B writes, don't forget two things right now. The liquidity is low, testnet comes in spring. Oh, nice. Just putting some news. Yeah, exactly. So on the basis of that news, you don't expect to lose levels because that's bullish news. You're buying the rumor, selling the news, basically. So I think losing these levels in the context of what's coming doesn't make sense. At the very least, you're expecting people to buy the dip, to buy the lows, you know, and you would expect a consolidation up here. I think just most people will, I know you're saying liquidity is low, but it's not that low. I mean, you're talking about a $40 million token. You're talking about 300,000 a day in volume. That's all right. That's enough to hold the price at these levels. And it's not, especially because this is like a layer one, right? So there's a lot of interest in these kind of these kind of hidden gems, these layer ones that kind of haven't run yet and have just been building for the last 2 years, and now they're about to launch their big releases and stuff. So you would expect this level to be defended, right? And I think I would be concerned if we lost it. I really would. And would I accumulate here? It would be very speculative. It wouldn't be like I'm going to go all in, yeah, because I believe in this project. It would be like, let me just take a position here, like a small position that I don't care about, and see what happens. I think most people will have that in mind. And then if it goes up, then I've already 2x'd my position, and I've got a good foundation to build on my position at these levels. yeah, and you can build your position as the price goes up rather than try to accumulate, unless, and this is what I'm saying, let's say we go down because of low liquidity for whatever reason, and then we start ranging here, then yeah, the longer we range, the more confidence people will have to buy the lows. You know, that's the point. That's the point that I'm making. So I think in the context of the bull run, I want to see this low defended. And then the third time, hopefully we're going to get a higher high, you know? And then that, I think maybe what I would want to see is the liquidity to take in here, go back up. And then as a trader, I'd say, okay, look, that low's defended. Then I'll just do a fib. And then I'll be looking to come in at the golden pocket. And then maybe that will be the value area low here on this range. Good confluence to go up. And then as a trader, I'd have an invalidation as well. That would be my invalidation. And as a trader, I have a very good risk to reward, because then I'll be targeting these higher levels. I'd be looking to see this formation first before I took a pot at this. Alternatively, as a trader, I'd be looking for a swing failure pattern on one of these lows as well. That would work too. But the thing about swing failures is that if I took a swing failure, I'd be taking profit, most of my profit out quite quickly. So because it could always swing failure and reverse, it could always swing failure and reverse and continue. So whereas with this kind of higher time frame price action like this, it's more of a swing idea where I'm expecting more of a, you know, a higher time frame trade. And I think maybe I would be expecting a sell-off again the second time it hits here, and then the third time maybe it will go through, you know. That's kind of, as a trader, that's kind of what I would be looking for. And then that would be nice, because you're kind of looking now at an inverse head and shoulders type pattern. Alternatively, putting that all aside, we are into the golden pocket now. We are into the value area low. This is confluence. This is a good time to buy. This could be a higher low. See? Higher low, higher high. This could be a higher low. The next move could be up to make a higher high. It's also possible. But as a trader, I wouldn't take that risk, because I would just wait for strength. I would wait for more strength. I wouldn't just, there's no rally yet. This is accumulation. So I wouldn't wait for, I kind of want to wait for the rally to begin before I jump in, rather than try and preempt a rally as a trader. As an investor, yeah, this is a good level to add to your pocket. You know, look, on this, forget about the previous price action, which is all rubbish. On this range from this candle onwards, this is the value area low. This is the golden pocket, 618 to 66. This is the value area low, the golden pocket. We're in the higher range. You could add some to your, a little bit, you could scale in a little bit now, with a view to scaling in more if we take these lows. And then if we go down and take those lows, you could scale in some more and hope that this reverses, you know, and starts to make its way back up. And just keep on doing that. You just kind of buy the lows at each like intermediary level, but you still have to take your profit at these like these levels, the reverse, like you were to draw that, if it came down to there, then the golden pocket and the value area high would line up. You would have to look at taking profit there, because it could just come back down, you know. So you are trading this. Either you trade this, or you don't trade this, so you just accumulate. But then you are looking, if the price does come back down, you'll have to accumulate at the levels where you expect the price to find support. And if it doesn't, then you're just accumulating at good levels. So you have to, like, there's different ways of approaching this, and I think as a long-term investor you can approach it one way, which is how I like. If you've been involved in this project for 2 years, it's the same with me. I've been involved in my project in TRVL for more than 2 years now. I'm not trading that. I've just been accumulating, and I just, you know, I take a small chunk at the low every single time, because of my thesis. My thesis is higher time frame. And if you're viewing this in the same manner, then you would do exactly the same thing. You would just be like, I know this project, I trust this project, I believe in this project. So you're just looking at areas of accumulation. Is it ready to break out? I don't think it is just yet. I don't think it's ready to break out just yet. Let me have a look at these moving averages as well. Not that they really mean anything. Oh yeah, because there isn't a 200. It's the 3 day. Let's have a look at that. We had a golden cross here, see, which is good. We're in the highs, which is good. I think if we got an injection of volume here, that would be a good sign. And then obviously then we're looking for a break of this high here with a little back test. That's kind of what you want to see now. And a test, and this test doesn't have to take the low, because when it comes to testing lows, the way it works is, let me get rid of all this stuff now. People are going to set their limit orders. They're going to have like scaling in limit orders, like ladder them in, right? And the price will go down as far as it reaches enough limit orders for there to be an equilibrium between sellers and buyers. And once it reaches that equilibrium, the price will start to reverse, right? This is how it works. Now, depending on how bullish it is, will determine how far the price gets. So if the price comes and it makes a higher low, then you know that there was so many limit orders above this low that the price couldn't even make a lower low. It made a higher low. So that tells you something. Higher lows tell you something. It tells you that there was enough limit orders above a previous low, because there was so much interest in the token that it prevented the price from making a new low. So that's why higher lows are so bullish, because it just tells you there's a lot of interest in the token. And if there isn't enough, if it takes the low and then comes back above it like a swing failure pattern, that tells you that there's not enough liquidity there's not enough shorts. Like if the price goes down underneath a low, then you'll get people sell. They'll sell the lows, because they'll go, well, we've just made the lower low, I don't want to be in this project anymore. They'll sell. And if the price comes right back up, it means that there was enough liquidity underneath the low to absorb the sells, for the price to come back up, right? So it means something else. It means the same thing, but it reflects it in a different way. And then if the price goes down and it doesn't swing failure and it comes back up and it forms resistance, it means there's just not enough interest in the lows, and there was too many sells at the lows for the price to come back up. So actually what it then ends up doing is that level forms as resistance for continuation. And you kind of have like three scenarios when it comes to how the price moves at key levels, and it's all to do with supply and demand and liquidity. And in an illiquid market like this, most people are looking at for the price to settle down before they start entering. Although we never got that here. Look at this, bang, and that's why I like to look at candles as well, because you have a really nice reversal pattern in the low here. You have this green doji, then you had a close underneath and a engulfing reversal candle which came back above the low of this doji, this whole thing, and then you had the confirmation with this green candle that came up. This whole thing is a reversal pattern in the lows on the daily time frame, and that pattern led to a nice rally. So obviously this is very illiquid, but that reversal pattern still played out. You might be looking for something similar for confirmation of a reversal rather than just trying to buy the dip. I think a lot of people are looking for the price to settle down, to form like a 3 or 4 day, 5 day reversal kind of structure before they enter. And actually look on the 3-day time frame, it did pretty much said the same thing. You had this reversal, engulfing reversal candle. It came back above that wick low. That's a reversal pattern. It had a confirmation, was this green candle, 2 green candles, back test and away. And then if you look at that on the weekly time frame, it's harder to see, but actually it does say the same thing, because you had a weekly close above that previous weekly wick low, and then you had this green candle was it back tested a few levels. It's a lot easier to see on the daily time frame. So right now honestly, like, I wouldn't buy this candle, just as, even though it's at a good level, the candle itself for me isn't the buy. It's not a buying candle. There's no buying structure here, and I think I'm looking for the price to tell me that the price has reversed. So on a daily time frame, I'm looking for something similar to what we experienced here. Let me zoom in, see? Some kind of reversal candle which comes back above a previous low on the daily time frame. That's the first thing that I would like to see. And in the scale of things, whether you catch the very low to where you might enter, it's only 13-14%. In the scale of things, it's not the risk versus the reward. For that extra 13%, it's not worth the risk, because that might not have been the low. That red candle that came and closed underneath this green wick could have continued, especially since it was under the gate token launch price. The fact that it reversed was confirmation that there was no more liquidity for going down. It was now the price was reversing. It doesn't really matter about liquidity when you're looking at these higher time frames, because there is enough liquidity on aggregate to form correct candle structure at the higher time frames. Yeah, sure, if you're looking at the 30-minute chart, you can't really see anything. That's a market sell. It doesn't mean anything. Is that a swing failure? Yeah, that's a swing failure. There. That's a swing failure. Could you trade that? Yeah, you could trade that. Where would you target? You'd aim for the high, but the reality is the price could get up to just a slither above before it reverses. It's basically now, because it's a market sell, it's trying to fill some volume gaps that I've created, I would expect the price here to go up to this candle before it reverses again. You know, like that's kind of just how candles form. Right, that's enough of that. Let me see, based on this low here and this high, I'll quickly come up with some targets for you, and I'll just quickly calculate. So I'm doing this on the log chart. I think in a bull market, you have some very easy. Where's the all-time high? Actually, not from there. Let's do it from the all-time high. Where is that line? Did I mark it? Thereabouts there. So a one-to-one would be just to get back to the all-time high wherever we are. That's not much. It's only a 7.6x. In the scale of things, that's not much. Yeah. In comparison to a lot of tokens out there. Just FYI. But like you said, there's a testnet coming. This is kind of, it's going to attract a lot of liquidity maybe in the latter parts of the bull market. I think once you clear all the liquidity that I mentioned in that volume profile that we can't actually see up here, all this volume, once you clear all that liquidity and we make a new all-time high, I think if we can flip this all-time high somehow into support, you'll be in price discovery then, right? And you're only 7x from where we are now, so 7 times 14 million is 280 million. With good marketing and a very bullish narrative, I mean that 280 million could easily go up another 5 or 6x in a bull market, maybe even more. It's very possible. And that would take us to our higher targets of 1.86. See that? That would take us to 1.86, which is the 1.618 on the extension. I think it's very possible to get there. So from where we are now, you could be looking at a 72x. It is possible. You'd have to first clear these lower levels. You'd have to first clear the all-time high, which is a 7x. You'd have to form support on the all-time high for the next move up, and then you're in price discovery, and then it's going to really be down to the bull market hype, the narrative that's presented to the retail market, because they're the ones that have got realistically, they're the ones who are going to push the prices to the really high numbers. And then obviously it's a chain agnostic token, so combine that with some like higher tier exchange launches above the all-time high. It's the same thing I've been saying about TRVL. If you can get lucky and get like a Binance listing or whatever, OKX or Coinbase, whatever, above the all-time high, then actually you could probably overshoot and you can get to much higher prices just if it's timed right. And I don't think there's a way to time it, but if you're lucky and you get that timing right, then that would be really interesting. You get a really high injection, or you could probably 10x just in any one of those exchange launches. And if it overshoots, then yeah, you could get even higher. But I would be looking at these higher fib times fib extensions as my key take profit targets. I don't mess about with fib, yeah, just take profit. And when you're extracting value at higher prices, don't put that money back, don't put that capital back into the crypto market. Yeah, if anyone is able to extract value at any one of these higher numbers, that money should never come back into crypto until the low of the bear market, because that would be very unwise, because you would then be buying in highs. You shouldn't do that. You should only buy the lows, unless you can short, but I mean that takes real skill and experience. Even though the all-time high on CoinGecko is up there, this chart is actually forming its own kind of thing, which you could probably just use, and you can almost just ignore the rest and just use this chart, to be honest with you, because look, there's a GAN fan, and it looks quite nice. See that? To this pivot low. Ignore this one, but look at where this low came to. Even though you can ignore it, it almost came to this lower 1-1. See? For some reason, these things have a way of figuring themselves out. That's quite nice. So look at this blue line. This 2-1 came above and kind of held it. And then it came above, hit this 4-1, and now it's above the 4-1, and this could be like a little front one of the 8-1. Maybe that's going to still form resistance if we get back up there in March. I don't know how this is going to play out, but maybe that was still going to form resistance, you know. You were saying the test net is sometime in the spring. That's still a way away, huh? That's the problem. Be nice to catch the low here, huh? On the back test of this 4-1, which is the gate token launch price. There's a little bit of confluence there. Yeah, it's in January, yeah? Sometime in January. That would be, for me, that would be like the best entry. Wait for the prices to come down to there and then trade it all the way back up to this higher GAN line, or just these higher levels, you know. There, come back down. I don't know, who knows. I just want to see this gate token launch price defended again, actually, because now the price is coming into it, and it may not happen, but I just want to see that happen. And the mainnet after, we've got a course of a good few. Trying to read this and they've got this stupid heart in the way. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, why can't a good few months between, yeah. So I think anyone who wants to accumulate this, just this white line. just keep on buying this white line. Let's get up there. And then if you want to just take profit, you could just take profit at this launch price. And then it doesn't matter if you take if you can get here and you take profit there and it just goes up, then you can just put that money back in when it comes to back tests. So you don't lose anything by taking profit at a key horizontal level like this. It just means that if it goes down, that value that you've extracted, you can put it right back in to push it back up again, you know. And if you extract that value and the volume keeps on taking the price up, then when it retraces and retests that horizontal level, that value that you've extracted, you can put it right back in. But you can put it back in on a retest, on the back test of an SR flip. So strategically, when you're trading, it's always better to go horizontal to horizontal, level to level, and it's always a good idea to take out value with a view to putting it back in, either on a retrace at a lower level, or if we break that level, a back test of the level that's broken. You don't lose anything if you do that, because all you do is you just end up defending the next level to go up, you know. So it's not a bad strategy for people who are just very kind of, they just want a simple way of entering and exiting the market. Just focus on the horizontal SR flips and just be very patient with the way the price moves in between, because it's very sporadic and erratic, and it's very hard, especially in low liquidity environments. I think once the price does get above this all-time high, probably I would imagine that this is the level that we want to beat. Probably. I would probably just ignore the CoinGecko and just go with Gate. Probably. That's what I'm thinking of right now. And then I would go with these fib extensions on Gate rather than this all-time high level on CoinGecko. I think I would rather, for my extension, I'd rather go for the slightly lower prices. Just because I can see that this GAN seems to be working off that initial pivot in the high. Hold on a second. I'm going to wrap this up very soon. I think they were in a range now. This is your range. This is your lower range. And then you have a higher range here. Probably here. And you just buy the low of the range, sell the high of the range, flip the high of the range into support, and then you're back up in the higher range there. And however we get there. And I would trade it like that. And if we get an impulsive move up, then fine, you know, like that would be great. But I think it would be nice, if it's possible, to get like by March or the spring, whenever these main test nets are, it'd be nice to somehow get to these higher levels, because that's where you want. The higher you can get, the better it will be for the token, because ultimately the most impulsive is going to be into price discovery, where there is no volume and the price can just go as far as it wants, and at the moment you're kind of trying to get back up into higher levels. And actually what would be great is if we can clear all of this liquidity at least one time somehow, just clear it so that all of these people who are trapped exit, and then we can just form a support here to make another attempt. Yeah, and then you can make then another attempt, maybe a higher low, and then we can flip that to go up. That would be kind of, it would make sense, because you have trapped traders who are looking to exit. Whether you think they've sold or not, there's going to be people who are looking to just get out, relatively speaking, break even. So as the prices come back up, they will sell into that. So you need volume to clear that liquidity, to go and retest the all-time high. And obviously at the all-time high, not only are you going to get people, trap traders exiting, you're also going to get traders who are long from these lows, who are going to be taking key profits. So that's usually why all-time high is a good place to take profit. And this yearly level, you can't ignore it, because that is an untapped liquidity level on the yearly time frame, which I calculated from just looking at the candles. Just these two, just where these candles square off, this green and red, that's a yearly level, that's a liquidity level. I think it's good though, and in the context of the crypto market, Bitcoin, and also what they're building, the QANplatform. This looks good, huh? Look, QANplatform signs a 15 million venture capitalist deal. That's bullish, huh? What is that? That's quite bullish. I think that's quite bullish. Look at these. Of course you want Saudis or Qataris or whoever they are to invest in your product. Sheikh Mansour bin Khalaf. This is the Qatari ruling family, yeah. Of course, if they're involved, then this is bullish. Look at them. Look at that guy's face. He's smiling. Of course you want these guys to invest. At layer 1+. This is bullish. Now we want them to invest some more. Pick up some when it hits my key level. I'll set an alert. It tells you how to pronounce it. Quan. And what is that? QANX. QANX. Quan and QANX. It's so technical though that it's way beyond me. It's good that all the team have got LinkedIn as well. This is good. You want to see who the people are that are developing this stuff. Wow, they had 2.8 million funding in 21, and the 15 million VC deal in 2023. This is amazing. 15 million is a lot, huh? 15 million is a big amount of money for a startup. I think a few more partnerships also wouldn't go amiss, you know. Building that ecosystem. Getting this 24 roadmap up is important too. I think a lot of people will be interested to see that. I haven't looked at the white paper. It's probably going to be long. I would be obsolete. Okay, so getting the new white paper up is going to be really critical. One pager. Is that outdated as well? Game changing layer 1, yeah. code in any language resistant quantum attacks. I mean, this may be bigger because I think quantum computing is on the horizon. So if they've developed a technology which allows some kind of resistant, which resists these types of attack, I have no idea. It's way above my head, but it sounds like it could be good. Co-founder and CTO. So it's good that the co-founder is also CTO. So this is the smart guy behind it, Joanne Polasak. I can't pronounce these. The use cases. I probably wrap it up there. I'll create a little video and just put it up on the YouTube and stuff, and who else, you know. I think it's a good project, huh? I'm interested. If anyone's using TradingView, what you should do is I'll show you. You've got your level here, this level that I've marked. Actually, I want to front run it a little bit. I want to see this. This is my first key level. This one. I want this level to be taken in the first instance. And I'll now have a look at the price and see how it behaves. So I wouldn't never just take an entry. I would wait to see if there's what kind of reaction I'm getting. Just add an alert. SFP long trade potential swing, and create an alert and just forget about it. That's how I do it. So I've got this interested low level. That's where I want to first look at the price. Now I won't even look at this chart now until I hit my level, probably. And then the other thing I would probably do is I'd set a level on an alert on this higher line, and then I'll do the opposite. I'll do SOS, which means sign of strength, long trade potential on back test acceptance. Do something like that. So now I have two alerts, one above, one below, and I won't even look at this chart now until I get those alerts. And then I'm not worried, because either if the price goes up, I'll get an alert. If the price goes down, I'll get an alert. And if it's in the middle, I'm not interested. Yeah, because I'm looking for lower prices or for higher prices right now. I'm not looking to accumulate in the middle. If it goes up and if I get it higher, I'm not worried, because at least I'm buying into strength. And if it goes lower, then I'm getting better prices, but then I'm looking for reversals. That's how I would play that. All right, mate. Oh, this is nice. I like this. Is that Quan? Oh no. I was going to say I like this candle, but then it dropped. Let me get rid of this stuff. I mean, we're at this. Yeah, we're at the 618 now. Huh? But there's no. You see, there's no reaction. I'm not getting the kind of reaction that I would want to get for the way I do it is I've got a level in mind. So let's say the 618, this golden pocket is my level, and then what I would do is I would zoom in on the lower time frames, zoom in, and I'll be looking for a reversal pattern of sorts, some kind of confirmation to enter, and I keep on zooming in on the time frame, and I can't see it. And the reason why you can't see it at the moment is because we're clearly making lower highs. Yeah. So the market structure hasn't changed. We're making lower highs and we're making lower lows. See that? So you need, like, I need the market structure to change on the lower time frame first. There's no rush, that's what I'm saying. And any trades at these levels is at the moment it's a scalp. It's nothing more than that. Yeah, because we haven't changed market structure. People are still selling, and it's what I said. It's about liquidity. So people will put limit orders, and the price could come back up. And the reason why it makes a lower high is because of the balance or in the market. Eventually, supply will outstrip demand, and the limit orders will fill to a point where it doesn't allow the price to make another higher high. And that's why you get lower highs. And then there's not enough limit orders at the lows, so the price just slips through them and then makes a lower low. So this is just the price following the liquidity, actually. That's all that we're seeing right now. And what you want, or what I want, is for the price to tell me that it's finally reached the point where there's more buyers than sellers. And the first indication of that is going to be some sort of market structure change on the lower time frame. So I want a higher high, and then I want a higher low, and then I want a higher high. I want the structure to change. I need this lower high to become a higher high. I need this lower low to become a higher low, and then I need that higher high to be taken out, so I have a higher high. So I need a structural change. Yeah, and then once I get that, I can look for an entry, and the natural entry will be some sort of retracement into a golden pocket area, or an SR flip, or something else. And then the other thing that I would use to trade is I like to look at candle reversal formations, and so obviously the higher the time frame the better, but you know, when you're trying to get a snipe an entry, first I want the market structure to change, because this is clearly bearish market structure at the moment, right? It doesn't mean it's bearish, it just means that people are selling off. That's all that it means. It doesn't mean it's bearish, it just means that I want the price to stop being sold off, right? Once I get the local market structure change, and you can zoom in all the way that you want, but you want that to reflect upwards. You don't want it to just be a 1 minute market structure change. You want that to reflect higher. And so let's say you go for something a little bit more medium term. I mean, it would be very nice if we could kind of get back above there. Take out that high. Come and form support there. If you wanted a reversal, you're looking for a reversal, and then maybe even higher, I don't know. I would like to line up with something, maybe even higher. Just like something to just tell me, okay, the price is no longer going down, you know. So then you have then all of this is take profit, let the people that have longed take profit, and then once they're exhausted, I can back test this level into the golden pocket. This is my invalidation, and then I'm looking to make a higher high. So this would be I'll be trading the higher low. We've made a higher high. I'm looking for a higher low. It could still go down, which is why you have an invalidation. So if it does go down, this becomes your lower high, and then you're making lower lows still. So it just means all of this is negated. That becomes your lower high. But that's not the thesis. The thesis is that we've made a higher high now. We're looking to change market structure. I'm trading the higher low into some kind of golden pocket, which corresponds with some kind of SR flip, previous level, maybe also a volume level. Like if you need 3 levels of confluence to have a higher probability trade, and then take out that high, you've made your higher high, and now you're in a change of market structure. And it doesn't necessarily have to continue. It could, then you could also have another entry here, and that would be your higher high, and then you'll have more volume come in here because now people have seen the change of market structure. They'll be really looking to aggressively buy the back test of like a golden pocket, and that's when you're going to get some kind of inverse head and shoulders breakouts type pattern. That's how it forms. And what I'm showing you now will reflect on candle patterns in candle structure. Like they all correspond with each other, and this is just a formation of lower time frame candles. And then when you go to the higher time frame, you'll see the same thing. You'll see something similar. On the higher time frame, you'll see, you'll get like a bullish green candle, and then you'll see something similar. And then I think it's also good to go back to see, like, look, this was the reversal that I initially talked about. You'll see something like this, like on the daily chart. You'll get a reversal candle with a back test, a closed higher than that wick, and the price bought up, and then people look to enter the back test, and then you always get chances. Like look at this move up. People are like, oh my god, the price is going up, I need to buy. And they FOMO in, but you're always gonna, once you change market structure, you're always gonna get a chance to come in on the retrace. Let's see, comes in golden pocket. It lines up with like previous levels. Probably did volume. I'm not doing crazy analysis on this at the moment, but it's, and look, you also had a reversal pattern here. You see that these 2 red candles were reversed of that green candle. The price came back into these wicks, it held, and the price went up. So there's plenty of opportunity to get in, and it's better to just be patient and wait. Right. What I'll do is I'll join this to the other one, and I'll do the comments and stuff. I hope that was fun, and yeah, until tomorrow. Now I gotta turn this thing off.